Greetings, peace be with you. So in this video, I'm going to answer the question of how often you should release when practicing semen retention. Now, I just want to preface by saying that you are your own authority and the best judge is your own experience. I will share my perspective. I will share what I've learned through my research. But at the end of the day, practice your discernment. See what makes sense to you. See what rings true to you based on your own experience, based on what you know to be true in your heart. Because I'm just some dude making videos over here on selfie mode, sharing what I believe to be true. But that is only what's true for me, right? Based on what I think and based on what I've researched, based on what I've experienced, based on what I've experimented. But at the end of the day, you are your own authority. Okay, I just wanted to preface that. So first and foremost is the Taoist perspective. Okay, much of what I have learned about sexual energy, about sexual cultivation, about becoming multi-orgasmic comes through my learnings of the works of Mantak Chia, who is a Taoist master. He teaches about the art of sexual kung fu. And according to the Taoist tradition, there are a bunch of different formulas which you can use to assess how often to release. And the first formula is based on age. Okay, and that formula tells us that if you are 20s or below, then once every 4 days should be fine. Okay, if you are in your 30s, then once every 8 days should be okay. If you are in your 40s, once every 30 days, I think it is. And once you're in your once every 13 days. Sorry, if you're in your 40s, once every 13 days. 50s once every 21 days, and 60s once every 30 days. Okay, now that's one formula that the Taoists use. Okay, so a lot of guys are like, oh, I relapsed after day 30, am I gonna lose all my progress? Look, it's important to understand why you are engaging in this practice in the first place. I've made so many videos about this, okay, but the intention over here I invite you to consider is to channel your creative energy, right? This is your life force energy. This is your creative energy, which drives you to procreate. And when that energy gets hijacked by pornography, by the quick fix of dopamine, that is when we waste that energy. That is when we let that energy go without utilizing it for productive means. So Napoleon Hill, who is another huge influence for me in this area, he said that there's really three beneficial expressions of the sex energy, right? The first one is procreation. Of course, we all know that. The second one is healing, right? The sexual act is very, very healing, as the Taoist suggests as well. And the third one is really to channel, to transmute that energy to access our genius. Okay, I've made so many videos about this topic. I will link out to them below. And also a very important video to watch is that of the levels of semen retention. Okay, because we talk about NoFap, we talk about semen retention. In my view, NoFap is for you if you are addicted to pornography, if you're addicted to busting nuts, if you know in your heart of hearts that this habit is not serving you, then going 90 days, doing whatever it takes to go 90 days so that you can break this addiction. And when you break that addiction, then you can begin practicing or shifting your lens towards semen retention, whereby it is about the cultivation of that sexual energy, right? NoFap is about no PMO, no prawn, right? No master, and no orgasm, right? With semen retention, it's all about elevating to the level of understanding that we can orgasm without ejaculation. Okay, now the second formula from Taoist masters is that of using the seasons, right? So they say once every 3 days in the spring is fine, once every 15 days in the summer and autumn, and not at all in the winter, right? So again, these are formulas which we can use to come up with our own. Like I want to emphasize again, you are your best judge. If you have data in your life whereby you might have busted a nut and then you felt like shit, you might have held your seed in and you felt amazing, right? That will be the most accurate assessment for you. Okay, now when was the last time that I busted a nut? Right, I get that question asked. My friend asked me the other day, when was the last time you busted a nut? And I told him that I was doing some leg raises right on the pull-up bar, and I felt some sensation going on, and then I felt it even more, and I just kept going. I'm like, it feels pretty good. And then before I knew it, I ended up busting a nut in my shorts, right? Luckily I was out here in my garden, and that is what I didn't know before was called a coregasm, right? Apparently that happens. But look, I do practice solo cultivation, which means that I make love to myself, right? That's very, very different than escaping yourself. That's very, very different to getting dopamine from pixels on a screen. This is literally saying I love myself. I love myself. I know it's funny I'm saying this, like I'm even like, should I even share this video right now? It's pretty intimate, but it is what it is, right? Like literally cultivating this practice of solo cultivation, aka master, but master bay, right? It is literally a different perspective whereby you're literally making love to yourself. Okay, I really want to emphasize that. And the purpose of this is to become multi-orgasmic. Okay, the purpose of semen retention, of sexual kung fu, is to separate ejaculation from orgasm so that you can conserve your energy, so that you can have the orgasm, you can channel that energy upwards, have that experience, connect deeply with your partner, and at the same time not spill your seed. Okay, I highly recommend you check out the works of Mantak Chia, Multi-Orgasmic Man, Taoist Secrets of Sexual Love. Definitely dive deep into those. If this is, I think every man should definitely read Multi-Orgasmic Man, because we've been conditioned our whole lives to think that orgasm and ejaculation are the same thing. But when you understand that orgasm lies at the precipice of ejaculation, then you can begin making love to yourself in the practice of cultivating your stamina, right? Your sexual stamina, your sexual strength, and your sexual sensitivity, which is the most important thing, right? So how I go about it, first and foremost, it's strengthening your PC muscles, right? Pubococcygeus muscles, as this tractor passes by. Pretty hard. I actually had to practice a couple of times saying how to say that. Pubococcygeus, right? The PC muscle, the Kegel muscle, right? I have another video on that. I'll link out to a bunch of resources below this video so that you can dive deeper into this area as well, okay? So strengthening that so that you actually have the muscle that is able to stop that seed from coming out and can use it to go in, right? Rather than letting it out, channeling it in up your spine and really channeling that energy. And when you develop that sensitivity and you know exactly what that point is, then you clench, and that is where the energy can go upwards. You do not lose your hard on. Even if you do, it still ends up coming back really, really quickly. And then I definitely believe that before we actually go with a partner, if we can practice ourselves and cultivate our sexual strength and our stamina and our sensitivity to that point, then we can cultivate way deeper interactions and sessions of intimacy with those who we are creating those experiences with as well. Okay, that's been my experience. And you know, a lot of guys are like, yeah, just gonna keep the seed forever, I'm not gonna release. Like, it does end up getting stuck. Like I've made another video, right? A primary danger of NoFap and semen retention is when it gets stuck in the second chakra and it just becomes the sole focus of our life, right? We have to not mistake the forest for the trees, right? We have to, I think that's the saying, right? Not get lost in the sauce of the details, right? Understanding the bigger picture, which is why we are here, who we are, what we are here to do, how we are here to serve, and how sexual energy is the key to unlocking our creative expression so that we can serve at our highest level, right? That's what it really comes down to. And of course, it depends where you are on your journey. Your experience is your best judge at the end of the day. I just want to emphasize that again. And just understand the levels of semen retention. Okay, that's a very important video to watch. I will link out to a bunch of resources below, but if there's one of them that you watch, check out the levels of semen retention. Okay, so just wanted to share some insights over there because I had someone, maybe it's you, who commented on a previous video, how often should you release? So like I said, I practice, right? And like I said, when I'm practicing, right, making love to myself, then like a couple of days back I was practicing, like first orgasm I had, it was amazing, right? Got it, didn't ejaculate. Second orgasm, pretty good as well. I'm like, okay, let's go for one more. And then that was the one where the pubococcygeus muscle was a bit tired over there, and then I ended up spilling the seed, right? At first I was kind of low energy, but I had cultivated that energy, that orgasmic energy before, and therefore it was not as damaging as it would have if it was on the first time. Okay, so this is an area that entire books have been written on. The Taoist masters have been studying this for millennia as well. This is something that I continue to experiment with. I'm sharing all my lessons over here. I hope that you can continue to experiment, learn for yourself, see what works, see what doesn't work, take what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own, to echo the wisdom of Bruce Lee. Okay, because at the end of the day, you must practice your own discernment. I'm just some random guy making videos over here on an iPhone, right? And there's so many other people, like, you think that they might be true and then you live by that rigidly, but that might not be true for you, right? You are going to use your own experience, you're going to use your own data, you're going to use your own discernment to figure out what suits you. I'm just here sharing what has suited me and what works for me and my experiments in this area. Okay, so with that, I'll conclude this video. and ask you for a comment below. Let me know what is your number one challenge in this area right now, or anything you want to share. I love interacting with you, so let me know in the comments below. Love interacting with you and helping out in any way that I can. Subscribe if you have not already. Click the button below, like it if you'd like it, and I will leave you in the peace and power of the one infinite creator, and I will catch you in the next one. Much love to you. Take care.